So much time, Tim. Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to this restaurant, which, well, the title says Panic Restaurant. We'll figure out what the title is. But anyway, yeah, this is Janglestorm running this game for you, and this is the US version. And yeah, I mean, this is a game obviously about food. It's a restaurant thing. So yeah, if you have food puns, by all means, go ham, I guess. But yeah, it's a short but sweet run from Taito, and lots of platforming, some cool tech as well. We'll dive into that. So let me just go into the intro. Time is going to start as soon as I gain control of the character, and I'll tell you when it is. So we have the chef here. This is Cookie, who gets attacked by food. That's not good. So this is basically the intro, really. And then suddenly we have our rival Odov, who, as it turns out, made all the food sentient, and now we have to go after him and save the day. And our restaurant. So we got a task to do. See, there's sentient food. As soon as you see walking chicken legs, you know what's up. So as soon as I start control, so it's gonna be in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So yeah, this is a pretty simple platformer in that sense, in terms of you have a jump, you have an attack button, and you have all these foods that you have to get rid of, because they're trying to attack you. There's a couple of weapons that you can grab throughout the game. You start off with this frying pan, which doesn't have as much of a reach, and I just picked up a spoon, which does have a considerably bigger reach, so it makes it easier to hit from afar. And there will be some other things later on as well, so I'll tell you something about that later. We dealt with some sausages and such. Anyway, this is the first boss fight. This first level is really quick, and so is this boss fight. This is Popcorn Pete's. There's this thing in the beginning where we try to set up for this jump attack. And in the beginning, you can actually set it up on either left or right side, really, to make quick work of it. I usually go for the right side to make it a little bit more safe, but that depends, really. So yeah, even more food. We get some pudding, and all the level of the levels have names. They're not necessarily corresponding to what's happening on screen, but that's okay. I mean, it's still food, so we got rolling pizzas here. So upcoming is a little bit of a teaser of what to expect in terms of speed tech, because there is certain cycles that we want to get throughout, and upcoming is an elevator that I might possibly be able to get if I don't mess up my movement here. I did cause some additional lag there. More on that later as well. Let's see. Okay, nice, got that. That's a really tight cycle, actually. So it's one of those more like global cycles where you really have to make sure not to mess up anything beforehand in order to make that happen. So I'm really glad that I got to show that off. So furthermore, you also have various, well, I say various, a lot of instances of lag reduction. So I'm deliberately trying to hit as many enemies as I can because they cause lag. And furthermore, you also have them dropping these coins, and you want to pick those up ASAP as well, because guess what? They also introduce lag. Got some very happy onions here. Okay, time to relax a little bit. We can spin around with this pan. This is our Mario star, as you would like, some brief invincibility. Just enough to deal with these guys here. Gonna fall down here. Yeah, also these coins, they tend to drop, or they tend to bounce quite a bit, and I still pick them up because, like I said, lag and such. Okay, time for the next boss fight. This is a microwave mic, and there's something of a riddle going on with these chickens, because, well, especially up here, you see 3 chickens enter, but there's 2 chickens that come out. What happened to the 3rd chicken? That's gonna be an answer, a question for you to answer. See if you can figure out why. I'm not necessarily sure why, but. Oh, by the way, in between, you have these screens where you can actually use the coins that you get for continuous lives as such. We're not doing that because it's a speedrun, but also the game itself is generous enough as it is in terms of providing continues, and typically when you play this game casually, it's pretty short anyway. So now we're surrounded by everybody's favorite fruit, breakfast. For some reason, this is not called the breakfast level, even though it should be. I don't know. But if it doesn't make you hungry, then I don't know. Again, there's a pretty quick cycle here where there's a cycle here that we want to get at the end. See if I can make this jump. There we go. Very nice. Got these cups. They can sometimes drop on you, and they can be tough to deal with sometimes, trying to hit them. But yeah, we want to make sure that we get through here fast, just to make it onto this lid, so we can just travel up here. There we go. Now we're going to do some climbing. So here we're introduced to... Oh, I actually missed that. That's fine. We're introduced to these toasters here. They can be pretty mean. You'll see that perhaps later on as well. I hope this is not a self-jinx, but you never know what's going to happen, I guess. Okay, we're good. So here we're going to do a slight bit of a sequence break by doing this. And then if this goes well, I can go up here and then do this. This part can be really tough, so you really want to make sure that you jump at exactly the right moment, grab the ladder at the right height and all that. But that went really well, actually. Guess what? There's more toasters. So, yeah, you see these bubbles up here. You really have to watch out that they don't pop as you're about to land on them, because there's boiling water underneath. You obviously don't want to get hit by that because, you know, it's hot and such. It's another one of those... well, I think it's like a local cycle. But anyway, as soon as you enter that room, you want to make sure that you get over there like ASAP, so you can still make the earliest cycle that you can. Okay, and now we have this shrimp boss, who can be pretty random. This is not the worst RNG, but it can be pretty bad, especially if there's like an early shrimp that knocks you off the platform. That's a thing that certainly happened to me, I must say. But yeah, if you get good enough RNG, it can still be a pretty quick one. Okay, and after a couple of levels, we're finally outside. Yay! Now we're greeted by skewers and supposedly killer chairs. Shout out to the killer chair. So yeah, there's some there's some frightening in this level. You wind up going vertically as well, climbing these chains. There's some stuff later on that we try to do as well. Oh, by the way, every single time I hear this music, I have to point out that the music in this game is pretty good. This was like a late era NES release. This was '92, so it was not too far before the end of the NES's life cycle, and it's a pretty good showcase, I think, of what could be done with the system. The skewers be kebabbing. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to go there. Oh, I still got away with that one. Usually I only hit one of those skewers, but I accidentally hit both of them. But yeah, at least I didn't get knocked back from that, so that's good. So you go here, gonna hit both these, and then... So this is where I still end up getting a bounce. It is technically possible to do a somewhat more precise jump and actually get a little bit further up that chain. It is pretty tough though, but I usually try to go for it. No harm in that, at least. Okay, heard you like these spinning pans? Well, here's more of them. If I just keep moving, I don't have to worry about these clouds that send off these thunderbolts. They look pretty scary, but nothing to worry about there. I'm a little bit low. Oh, I was gonna say I'm a little bit low in health, and then everything happened. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, whilst I go back to this, yeah, Tiny Tim, if you have any donations or any other info that you would like to talk about, now's a good time.
Indeed, indeed. We would like to remind you that donating during this year's BSG will give you more chances to win prizes than ever before. We have several plushies and paintings, a gaming headset, a display, and game keys. You can check them all out over at bsgmarathon.com/donate. And the BSG announcements are being brought to you by the Lewitt LCT 414 Pure microphone that you are hearing right now. We are being sponsored by Lewitt. They're absolutely fantastic, and I hope you're enjoying the audio quality. Right, we're fighting a burger here, so I think we'll let
Yeah.
Jangle serve that up.
Thanks so much, Tim. Yeah, so this, what I did there is actually a quick kill, so it's nice to get that. It's a little bit precise. It takes some effort trying to understand what the timing of it is exactly, especially in the second phase, because I do this jump slashes, but you have to pretty much jump at the max height of your jump. And you want to prevent knockback, because that can easily happen, but yeah. That was a very quick fight, so I'm glad to get to show that off. Now for possibly the worst level in the game in terms of the speedrun, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong here, and I hope it won't go wrong. It's also, again, a pretty tight one. You see this cold air? I'm trying to get in before it, so if I made any slight movement mistake, I would have had to wait a little bit longer. So that does cost me like a little over a second, I think. Yeah, it's a bit of a time loss there, but in this case, I got it at least. And well, it's a fridge level, so obviously there's ice physics. Very, very obvious here, perhaps. You gotta fight these ice popsicles. Or elevators for those who like to, or lift cycles for those who like them. Again, I'm trying to move through this as quickly as possible so I can grab the earliest one possible. Usually it lines up really well, like you saw over there. So it's nice to show that off. So we're gonna drop down here and do a couple things, see if I can do this. Oh, I got the despawn too. Okay, and this. So this is actually what I wanted to do. It's a bit of a precise jump, but this is a plate that I got, and you're wondering, okay, that's a nice plate. What can you do with it? Well, you can toss it pretty far. So, and I was just mentioning the shrimp boss, and together with this, I feel like those are almost like direct references to Ninja Gaiden, because you also have a shrimp boss and a plate kill and such. So, main thing is I want to make sure that I keep that with me if I can, because it will be very handy for the next boss, and hopefully I can show that off too. That would be very nice. At least we got this cycle here. If nothing else really goes majorly wrong, I can totally make that. And otherwise, there's a good chance I have to wait there. So nice, I got that at least. There we go. Okay, now say hi to Frozen Frida. So this is where you will see the full effect of the plate. I'm just gonna toss it around. And yeah, since I have such a big reach, I can make very quick work of this boss fight. So you can imagine with the other items, even if you have the spoon, even if you have the spoon, it still takes a little bit longer. You have more cycles as such, so this is by all means preferable. And that's already the final level. We've made it to the basement. This is where Odolph is hiding out, and so are these pumpkins and waterfalls. Well, actually, you see these pumpkins, and yes, there's also waterfalls. Pumpkins and waterfalls name a more iconic duo. We're trying to avoid these pumpkins at least. Normally I would defeat as many enemies as I can in order to reduce lag, but in this case you can actually keep them around. It doesn't really matter. So okay, this is a bit of a lag-heavy room. Just trying to get through as fast as possible. Make that jump there. Make things a little bit faster as well. Let's see. You can actually toss a plate, and if you get the window, it's a pretty tight one, but you can actually make it hit the enemy left from what I was trying to hit. So, oh, oops. Oh, this is okay. I'm very low in health. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just gonna play a little bit safer, hopefully, because there's a lot of stuff happening here. There's all these fish, and yeah, see, one improvement. That's okay. Like I said, the game is pretty generous with lives and continues, and I still got a lot of lives, so you typically don't really have to use continues here unless it really goes south, but I don't think that will happen necessarily. So if I would get here like normally, I would actually make these ceiling bunks as well to make things set up things a little bit better. Cycle-wise, it actually works out pretty well. Obviously, there was not that much room there, but that's okay. This jump is still pretty tight. I try not to think about it. It's easy enough to screw it up, I guess. Thankfully, it's not been as much of an issue overall, but it can still be a thing. Also, I jumped there to reset the pumpkin cycle there, so it's easier for me to travel down there. these fries can be absolute killers. So just the spoon does help out here pretty nicely, I must say. So that definitely does the job. Okay, gonna go down here and see. Okay, that's still hit. If I get down there quickly enough, I can still do that. See, this should be good too. Yeah. Then this. Okay, I'm just gonna play that a little bit safer. See. Oh, I actually got the. I'm so not used to actually making it in a gap. I'm usually used to grabbing that and then falling down there, which would have been fine too, as long as it don't drop into the spikes that would have been insta-kill. But anyway, we're finally at Odav, or Waluigi, whatever your preference is. Wah! And he's got this really fancy frying pan who can fly, which can fly with his balloon, and I've got this beaten up thing which somehow still functions. So yeah, this is gonna be the final boss fight. Time is gonna be as soon as I lose control of my character. I'll tell you when it is. First, I'm gonna try and set up a somewhat quick kill, hopefully. It's another one of those things that need a certain timing. Let's see. Okay, I missed that one. Like, you can see from the balloon when something hits or not. Oh, oops. Okay, and get ready, and time.
GG.
All right. that was this game in a nutshell. Short but sweet adventure. We saved the restaurant. By the way, the restaurant's name wasn't Panic Restaurant. It was called Eaton. Just so you know. Yeah, in the meantime, he's trying really hard to not to die, but he's gonna be fine. So yeah, that was this game, and so I'm playing on the US version, and there's some differences here. So in with the Japanese version, like in the Japanese version, you get really cool ending credits, which you don't see here, and also the US version is really nice in the sense in that our hero has this really awesome mustache, which you saw for about 50 minutes. And at least you get this gem still, so it's very nice. Let's see. Oh, I actually got the sub 15. That's really good, actually. I think that's the fastest marathon time that I've gone so far, so I'll take that. Yay. Yeah, not too bad. Glad I got to show this off. This is a really neat speed game for those who want to pick up an NES game. There's some cool speed tech in there. It's simple enough to learn. I think most notably the stuff with the lag reduction and the cycles that you want to get. They provide some good challenges. So yeah, I can highly recommend picking this up. There's some really good tutorials for this made by the current world record holder, Sidetracked, with all kinds of strats. Really helpful. I used it as well. You can check that out. And also, yeah, shouts to the other runners of this game. Also, Shuri Bear, who actually ran this previously as well. Shouts to Shuri Bear as well. And yeah, that was the only run that I had for this BSG. It's good to be back. And yeah, if you want to see more of what I do, I speedrun a variety of games over on my channel. So feel free to drop a follow on twitch.tv/janglestorm. And there'll be stuff like this, and who knows what comes next. I have no idea. But I know what comes next is more stuff on BSG Annual. There's going to be some cool runs. I think Grommeister has a run even, so yeah, that's soon. Panic. But yeah, go, have fun with the rest of the marathon. Be sure to keep donating for mine for a very good cause. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. And that's all I have, really. Have a good one. Peace.
Thank you very much indeed, Janglestorm. Really appreciate it. Great run there. We will be going to a quick intermission and be right back with the aforesaid Grumpmeister and Atelier Maria remake. Stay tuned.